Our top focus will be on right now. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has dismissed the country's Air Force commander, Mykola Oleshchuk. And this just a day after the Ukrainian military reported that an F-16 jet crashed and its pilot died while repelling a major Russian strike. Zelenskyy also said in his evening address that he is grateful to all military pilots. He, however, did not give a reason for dismissal but mentioned that personnel must be protected and that there was a need to strengthen the command level. The dismissal came on the same day that Oleshchuk criticized a lawmaker for her claims that the F-16 was downed by a Patriot air defense system. The lawmaker in question here is Mariana Bezgalia. The deputy head of the Ukrainian Parliament's Defense Committee cited unnamed sources for her claim. She also demanded punishment for those responsible for the error. Before his dismissal, the former commander did not directly deny that the F-16 was hit by a Patriot missile, but said that partners from the US were helping to probe the incident and that no one is covering anything up. He further wrote on Telegram that a detailed analysis was being conducted into why the F-16 went down. Oleshchuk also accused Bezuglia of defaming the Air Force and discrediting US arms manufacturers. He hoped that she faces legal consequences for her claims. In response, shortly after the dismissal order was published, Bezuglia posted on social media that truth will win. Over the past few months, Mariana Bezuglia has constantly been at the center of discussions and scandals. She has repeatedly criticized the armed forces of Ukraine and, in particular, the former commander-in-chief, Valery Zelenskyy. However, she has in the past suffered backlash in the form of comments that argued that a 35-year-old lady does not have the expertise to criticize the command of the armed forces. Well, for more on this, we are now being joined by Lieutenant Colonel Glenn Grant. He is a former advisor to the Defense Minister of Ukraine and fellow at Baltic Security Foundation. Welcome to WION, Colonel Grant. First up, what is your assessment of the F-16 crash? Ukrainian Air Force has said that the contact with the aircraft was lost during an approach to a subsequent target, while on the other hand, the latest claims by Ukrainian lawmaker, she has said that the F-16 was shot down by Patriot anti-aircraft missile. Your assessment on these claims?
Well, in the first place, we know it crashed. And we lost a pilot, which is dreadfully sad because F-16 pilots are extremely rare in Ukraine, as you know. It's very difficult to judge because there's no information coming out about actually how the aircraft crashed. What has been said is that it wasn't as a result of enemy fire, which only leaves two choices: that it was shot down by the Ukrainian side. Or that the pilot made a mistake and crashed himself. Hard to say at the moment. I think that one should not underestimate the difficulty of not shooting down your own side when the air is absolutely full of enemy missiles and drones. So if that happened, then it's always a possibility. What, of course, we don't know is whether the correct procedures were put in place by the Air Force command and control to make sure that we don't lose a pilot. And the commander has been sacked, and I think it's not only for this; it's for previous instances where he's been probably slightly less clear with the truth, one should say, about actually what the Air Force has actually done in terms of shooting down rockets and missiles.
Right, Colonel Grant, so you clearly don't rule out the possibility that the F-16 fighter jet crashed because of friendly fire or pilot error. And do you think that these latest claims by the Ukrainian MP and also the points you made there, it perhaps raises concerns about the effective coordination between on-ground and the Ukrainian Air Force?
Oh, I think Maria Bazugla tries very hard to ensure that people actually talk the truth. And she's been doing this for a long time. And coordination between ground and air is not easy. Let's be quite clear about this. It's not just something that is you do. This is a war, and during a war, things are extremely hectic and frantic. And with the amount of nasty stuff in the air, it is not easy in any way, shape, or form to actually to track things. It's not like a computer game where you see things. It doesn't work like that, because at certain points, missiles and aircraft drop below the horizon and you can't see them on radars. They just disappear, and then they come up again somewhere else. So if this is friendly fire, then I'm going to say it's not unexpected, and it certainly will not be the last, because this is what happens in war.
Right, Colonel Grant, you have touched upon the various causes or the reasons for the F-16 fighter crash, but I also want to know more about this Ukrainian lawmaker, Marina Bezula. You said that she tries really hard to speak the truth, but shed some light about her involvement in the sacking of Ukrainian armed force commanders, because apart from Oleshchuk's sacking, she also criticized the former commander-in-chief, Valery Zelenskyy, who was later sacked.
Yeah, I mean, Mariana has been working with defence for a long time. I mean, she actually started back in 2014, I think, with the Territorial Army Unit. I actually worked with her in the Reform Office in the Ministry of Defence in 2016 and 2017, and I can say that she worked extremely hard to modernise areas of the medical system. And then she went into Parliament and has been very active in Parliament, trying to modernise the security services, for which she got a lot of pushback because they didn't want change, and to bring many of the laws in the security area up to date. She worked for the president's administration for the president's party, but has recently left that because she didn't agree with things that the president was doing. Now, she criticised General Zelenskyy, who was the last chief of defence, regularly on the grounds that he was not taking enough attention to the modernisation of the defence forces, especially in areas like drones. And one of the big things was truth, of people not actually saying what was really happening on the front line. I don't think that his removal was actually anything to do with Mariana. It was far more likely that the president's administration felt that he was becoming a political threat, and removed him because of that. And as you know, he's now the Ukrainian ambassador to UK. But Mariana will keep going. She will keep fighting to make sure that the armed forces tell the truth, and that the best people are actually in charge of things, not people who shouldn't be there.
All right, Colonel Grant, because Zelenskyy also did not really give out the reasons for Oleshchuk's dismissal. My last question to you: how do you assess the U.S. involvement in the probe of the F-16 crash as of now? Because the Pentagon has not confirmed that Ukraine's F-16 was down by friendly fire.
I doubt that there's very much involvement at all, because the Ukrainians are extremely tight-lipped about these things. And they like to keep these things as close to their chest as they can do, and they're perfectly capable of doing their own assessment, and they've got highly qualified people. So I think we will find out in due course what happened, but I don't think that this is suddenly something that the Americans are going to be there. Although, of course, they can analyze the data from a Patriot missile and say whether yes it did or no it didn't. But I think you'll find that the Ukrainians will be leading, not the US, and that we'll find out in the next few days exactly what happened.
Grant, you do speak of that there wouldn't be much involvement of the US in the F-16 crash, but thank you so much for joining us on WION and sharing your insights on this.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.